What's up, everybody? It's Jared with Capture the Magic, and Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is getting a lot of attention right now on both coasts, with Hollywood having their version go into soft opening, and of course, all the track has now been laid for the Orlando version of this ride. But we still have those permits that are sitting out there for Epic Universe expansions, and it seems that the Dark Universe expansion has been approved for Epic Universe. So in this video, we're going to go through what do the permits show here, what new ride are we going to get in the Dark Universe, who will be based after, and some more speculation, a little tidbits we can learn from the permits here, but we're going to go through it all, talk about it, and get some thoughts on it in this video today. All right, this comes from Orlando Park Stop and Alicia Stella, who is always up on the permits. So shout out to her and Theme Park Wizard. They are always up on the latest permits involving Universal and, when they're out there for Disney as well. It says, Dark Universe new ride expansion approved for Epic Universe. It says, a flurry of new permit activity is confirming that an expansion pad for the Universal Monsters themed area of Epic Universe will in fact be getting a new ride. And the first of these permits was just issued for site prep. Long rumored to be a Creature from the Black Lagoon ride, whatever is coming here, permit notes say the new structure will be 3 stories and contain a ride maintenance bay. It says first permitted back in March, the documents being approved now by Orange County are for the site preparation of what Universal originally called early work purposes of a future attraction known as Project 680. Since then, 2 new permits have shown up, one just for site work and the other for site work related to a new structure's foundation. At first, we weren't sure where in Epic Universe this project was located, but thankfully, comments left on one of the permit applications by county officials spelled it out for us. Project 680 appears to contain a, quote, Building 1570 on the utility plan. This tells us that the project is for the Dark Universe area of the park, because that's the only area featuring building numbers that start with 15. Many times this permit stuff, which I don't really dig into permits. Maybe I will into the future, but the people that already do a very good job. But you can read between the lines on some of these permits that don't really spell stuff out if you kind of know what they've done previously. And that's pretty good sleuthing, I would say, on that part. In fact, Building 1570 does not yet exist at the park. The highest number currently is Building 1560, which is the Curse of the Werewolf. That was the last building added to the plans during early construction of the park. Dark Universe has had around 3 acres of land that were set aside for a future expansion, situated behind the land with a future entrance point between the Burning Blade Tavern and Monsters Unchained. Earlier plans say this plot is for expansion phase 2. Makes complete sense. I mean, they built this park to have expansion pads and areas, so all this will flow very well. They've thought this through when they built it, so that is definitely something that will make a lot of sense once it's done. So we know where the land will be prepared for a new attraction, but the permits can also tell us how big it will be also. Permits were recently updated, now listing the attraction's main building as being 3 stories. It's shown as being 93,308 square feet in size, with 71,500 of that for tenant usable space. Even more interesting, though, are the newest notes added to the site work permit. The notes describe the 3 stories with Orange County officials asking about staircase, ramp, and exit sign placements, the usual comments we expect to see with early permitting. One note, however, specifically asks about the, quote, ride maintenance bay on the first floor. These notes are related to details that the government officials are seeing in the submitted planning documents, which means the plans must show a ride maintenance bay. This is our first confirmation that the new attraction will in fact be a ride and not a show or theater, as some have speculated. And I remember, I think initially in the Dark Universe, and I could be wrong on this, but I think I remember that in the early stages, there was going to be a show in here, and they turned that maybe into Curse of the Werewolf. They turned it into an attraction, I believe, and I think they got upgraded at the time. So you could argue that this land could use a show, but I think more importantly, it does need another ride in here, because currently Monsters Unchained is great. It's a champ of the park, moves people through it, doesn't have really high wait times. Curse of the Werewolf is a C-tier attraction. It's fine for what it is, kind of. It doesn't look the best with all that fencing around it, but this is much more of a third attraction in a land. So you bring in you build another attraction in here that is a second attraction, essentially, to Monsters Unchained, and then you'll probably see the wait time for Curse of the Werewolf kind of come down to more reasonable levels for what that level of ride really is. A 50-minute wait for that ride is not worth it, in my opinion. Of the 2 active permits related to this project, at least that we know about, one was approved by the county this week and issued. The expiration for the permit is currently listed as January 2027, 6 months from issuance, so we should hopefully see movement start before the end of the year. While the longtime rumor for an expansion to Dark Universe has been for an indoor boat ride based on the creature from the Black Lagoon, lately there has also been rumors that the attraction could feature the Bride of Frankenstein. I have heard the same thing as well internally. Now, some of this I do think has to do with Mac rides, or for your European audience, mock rides. I like to say Mac because I'm an American. But they are or were the ride manufacturers for Stardust Racers. And obviously there has been some issues with that ride, and Universal reportedly is not really happy with them. I know Mac has tried to make that relationship better, but that's kind of important because the big rumored ride system they would use for the Black Lagoon boat ride was this new coaster/boat ride thing that they have that they're currently using in Dollywood for their new ride they're building. That was rumored to be what they were looking at for the creature from the Black Lagoon. But if Universal is not wanting to work with Mac anymore, it makes sense they may move this to some other type of ride system. But also I have heard internally they're kind of more on this Bride of Frankenstein train right now. And I've heard the same things there. A clue that seemingly ties these 2 separate rumors together may have been right under our noses the whole time. Some of the official Dark Universe branded merchandise features a comic book motif sporting the Dark Universe branding along with a horror comics title. One of these graphics includes Gillman from the creature from the Black Lagoon seemingly stalking the Bride of Frankenstein. Fans speculate that not only is this the indication that these 2 characters may be featured together on an attraction, but since the corner of the image includes the comic book number 3, that could mean this represents the 3rd ride for the land. I mean, I hope that's true. I really do, because I love that type of like lore and paying attention to the details and dropping those kinds of breadcrumbs. I don't know if that's what Universal's doing. I hope that's the case, though. That would be really cool to have that kind of like hinting at what's coming through some of the merchandise. That would be kind of a cool thing. But I think, again, I think it could be featuring Bride of Frankenstein, but I think you would have other characters involved in this. So it'd probably kind of like Monsters Unchained, where you've got multiple different, characters from the Dark Universe in there, potentially at least. Universal Orlando has not released any official details for an additional ride for Epic Universe at this time, so all this information is based on permits and, of course, is speculation. Looking at the aerial photos, it does not appear that work has started in the expansion plot yet either. The inclusion of a ride maintenance bay is the best lead we have yet for what type of attraction we could be looking at for the space, but that still leaves a lot more information to be discovered. Despite the company being hush-hush about this project, they have hinted at, quote, more magic coming out of Epic Universe, especially in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. That land in Epic Universe has also seen permits describing a large new expansion project known as Project 987 before the Dark Universe permit was approved. The Harry Potter expansion issued 2 permits of its own. The structure of the Potter expansion, which is listed as Building 1660 in permits, is currently described as 2 stories with 95,748 square feet of space. Despite seeing its site work and foundation permits issued, work on that project has yet to begin as well. Rumors lately have been saying that both of these massive new ride projects will be built concurrently. We're just waiting for them to start. I have heard the same thing. And why, when you talk about what may be coming, these things can change really quickly. Because at first, what I was hearing was that, Harry Potter expansion, the Ministry of Magic, that one for sure was going to happen. And it makes sense. That land currently has 1 ride and a show in there. So another ride going into Ministry of Magic makes some sense, even though you could say maybe we're getting to the point where there's too much Harry Potter on property. But obviously, they're going to continue to build that out in that land. And I've talked about this before, but the rumored ride that they're going to be adding to the Ministry of Magic is going to be a broomstick style ride. Now, I don't know the details, if that's going to be a roller coaster or what type of ride that's going to be. I don't know if it's going to involve Quidditch or not, but that's what the latest things I have heard, that it is going to be a broomstick style ride, which is something that has been tossed around within Universal before. There was an idea for a VR based, you kind of virtual reality riding a broomstick. That didn't get very far. I don't really like that idea. I hope it's an actual maybe not a roller coaster, but maybe some sort of suspension ride where you're on a broomstick and going around things. I think you could do a lot of cool stuff with that. But that is the rumored ride that they're kind of looking at for the Ministry of Magic. But the other one initially was going to be Super Nintendo World. And the big rumor there, yet again, was Zelda. As we talked about, Zelda was rumored for a long time going into Lost Continent. And then it seemed like it was going to go into Super Nintendo World at Epic Universe. And yet again, we're seeing, for whatever reason, seemingly some hesitation on Zelda, whether that's from not being sure if it's going to be a big hit, which they have had some internal discussions about. Is it a big enough IP to really draw people in? Or it could be something with licensing. You do have the Zelda movie being made, so maybe they decided to put the brakes on it for now. There could be something with Nintendo that is kind of holding that up, and they decided to go in a different direction, because I think one thing they're wanting to do is move pretty quickly on these, because obviously Epic Universe has its wait time issues, and the quicker they can build these expansions, the quicker they can help relieve that problem. So that could be one of the reasons, but for whatever reason, it shifted from Super Nintendo World looking at Dark Universe, and then the rumors from what type of ride you could see there is kind of where that came about. So there has been a shift even in the last year about these expansions, which is probably why none of these have broken ground yet, because I've also heard as well, these are going to start construction, if not at the exact same time, very close to each other. So one would think they may open at the same time or very close to each other whenever these lands or these new additions are completed. But there is expansions at Epic Universe that have already broken ground, and one of those which is the expansion off of Celestial Park, and the multi-purpose event structure there is being built now and seeing its second level added. The second story will house offices that will serve the park, with a catering kitchen located on the first story, and vertical construction on the large ballroom space has yet to start. Now, this space here is more than likely not going to be something that most guests, at least what we know of this, are really going to utilize. This seems to be more of a, internal business space for, whether that's team member break rooms or office space areas, but also corporate events. It seems like this is what this is probably for. I guess there is a potential that they could do some stuff in here, but as of right now, that kind of feel like that's what that's going to be. So I'm not going to assume it's going to be anything more, but I hope that they surprise us and it actually is. But when you're talking about Dark Universe expansion, it is interesting which direction they could go here. And you are talking about a property that is owned outright by Universal, so they don't have to get any, approvals by anybody to do stuff here. They're just basically would be going off of what do they think would be the best thing here. Now, personally speaking, I think the Creature from the Black Lagoon boat ride that was rumored to be here would be awesome. But obviously, if they're not wanting to work with Mac, if they don't like that relationship, they may go in a different direction there. So we're looking at all the permit activity for Epic Universe. It's interesting how much stuff can change and go back and forth, but they are kind of really wanting to press this because, again, you do have the issues with Epic Universe, and how many people they can get in this park is really going to be dependent upon whenever they can open these new additions. Because I think you probably have seen them get the most at this point out of the ride capacity that they have for these attractions they currently have here. And I had heard previously they wanted to start on this construction much sooner, which I do think lends to the fact that there probably was something that came up with whatever they were planning to do with Super Nintendo World. And then they had to pivot from that, and that probably delayed the construction starting on the Ministry of Magic, and then it's all going to kind of start around the same time. If I were to guess, that's kind of what's gone on here. That kind of happens when you're working with third parties. I mean, if you don't own these things outright, sometimes you got to work with the other companies, and, Nintendo is very controlling, so there could have been things with Nintendo or their own hesitation. They decided not to move that direction yet. Although I do think Zelda does come at some point. There are tons of Easter eggs in that shop right out Super Nintendo World. You have all sorts of Zelda images all over that gift shop. So I don't think you put that in there if you're not eventually going to include Zelda in Super Nintendo World. So I think that comes at some point. But for this round of expansions, obviously focusing here on Dark Universe and the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. The Dark Universe stuff is interesting. So I haven't heard anything about the ride system they might be looking at with this. Now, one thing you can say for both of these is they're going to be indoor attractions. I mean, undoubtedly, that is what they're going to have to do here, because this park definitely struggles whenever it rains, and it's not an if, but a when it rains in Florida. So having an indoor attraction, maybe some sort of water ride or a boat ride, I think would be a good thing here, because you could argue that, especially as non-shaded as park is, as hot as it gets in the summer in Florida, having some sort of water ride would make a lot of sense. And I think Bride of Frankenstein is something that can definitely work. But again, I don't think it's going to be something that features only her. If we're going off of the hints that they may be leaving in some of this merchandise they're doing, you probably would have Gilman and some other characters involved in this. So as with a lot of the monster stuff in Dark Universe, it's more of an ensemble thing, but it could be featuring Bride of Frankenstein or a story revolving around her. Obviously, we'll find about that eventually, but obviously lots of stuff going on at Universal. You've got Hollywood Drift. They got done with the track elements here, so they're moving very quickly with that. The demolition of Lost Continent is moving along, and then we're just waiting for them to break ground on these expansions that are coming to Epic Universe. And obviously, look at the construction of the coaster, how quickly demolition is going in Lost Continent, I mean, how quickly they demolished Rip Ride Rocket. They're probably going to move pretty quickly on this. And I've made this argument many times. You look at Disney's construction, the timelines they typically have there. I think there's a really good chance these expansions at Epic Universe end up opening before a lot of the Disney stuff does. So that adds yet another wrinkle into the whole, Universal versus Disney dynamic, and how quickly Universal can build is definitely an asset that they tend to utilize. And I think in the coming years, as both companies and both destinations continue to dump millions of dollars into the theme parks, it's going to become a very competitive advantage for Universal in terms of how quickly they can bring these things to fruition and bring more things, especially to a park like Epic Universe, which desperately needs more attractions, more indoor attractions to be able to get the park where they want it to be. And obviously they're going to put money behind that to do so. Typically you probably see these things done within 2 years. Probably talking about additions here, not talking about entire lands. I mean, they were able to build Epic Universe in 5 years essentially, and which was multiple lands and multiple attractions. So one would assume, a singular expansion off 2 of these lands here, so 1 attraction in each land, they can probably build that pretty quickly. So I would say definitely within 2 years they could get this done. So you potentially could be looking at sometime in 2028 that these expansions at Epic Universe would open. And probably at that point is when I might point to the fact that annual passes could be on the table for Epic Universe. I kind of think that you're not going to see that anytime soon. And so with these new additions could also come the introduction of Epic Universe APs. And so I think a lot of people, myself included, have been waiting to hear about that. That's kind of my assumption at this point. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's sooner, but I'm not going to be surprised one bit if you don't see APs at Epic until sometime in 2028 after these expansions are completed. But of course, it's all speculation on my part there, but we'll have to wait and see when they break ground here, what they end up actually doing. And in typical Universal fashion, they're not going to say until it's probably about a year away from being open. That's typically how they operate. So we'll have to wait on official word from them at some point, but obviously they're starting to move in the direction you want to see, which is more construction, more new additions coming to Epic Universe and overall at Universal as well. So in the coming years, it's going to be a lot more attractions on top of Epic Universe being there. So Universal is continuing to be aggressive, even with the question marks about the spinoff, including the theme parks from Comcast. What will that mean for the theme parks? In the meantime, I think they're going to take advantage of the Comcast money while they have it, start building all these things and see what ends up happening and how that spinoff does. But in terms of the expansion of Epic Universe, that's kind of what we know at this point. Of course, when there's more information on this, we'll let you know and hear about that. But for now, that's going to be it though for this video. So if you like this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel, as we do lots of coverage here of Universal Studios, Epic Universe, Disney World, and pop culture. And let us know in the comments, what do you think about all this? And until next time, we will see you in the parks.